When Josh of Allentown, Josh of the Firebaugh Ferry, population 6 plus Philly, woke up, he ran forward through the train cars. Broken gas lamps were being extinguished. A deep wound was being treated. He opened the final door with 2 jerks plowing shards that jammed it. "Whoa, Josh? You okay?" shouted Motor, driving the Stampede train wearing a full alloy suit of armor. "No, I'm not okay." He scrambled to the top of the coal heap, blackening his legs and hands to stare forward. "Josh! It's impossible." Josh wasn't breathing. Blood ran from his nostril. What it was more than he could imagine. Josh was 2 miles beyond the portal from the only time zone he'd ever known. 2 centuries beyond the wagons and 6-shooters and steam locomotion. And worst of all, 200 million people beyond the biggest settlement he'd ever experienced. Dark, radioactive wind blew his hair and white armor. He took in the whole thing. A cyberpunk megalopolis of buildings as thick as coal in the hopper car. Deep canyons cut through them in grids, and colored holograms flickered in the smoke. How far below were the streets? Some collapsed blocks were even terraced with heavy mining equipment driving through their upper floors. It's a quarry in their own buildings. The dark city was collared by a titanic wall holding back the swollen sea on one side and a blazing forest fire on the other.
Los Angeles, 2049.
Go!
Shouted Josh of Allentown.
On me!
He ran. His blaster pointed high and low, scanning for danger. He slammed his back hard into a caged-up ramen bar for cover. Made it. Just like hunting dinner in Wildcat Canyon. Except for the spacesuit, holograms, and super towers.
Good!
Said Josh into comms.
Good!
Said Motor over the comms.
Great!
Answered Bear Morse, advancing the center point.
Drive!
And the attack team of dozens ran past Josh's cover. Then came the rumble of Motor's heavy cargo truck. The team rolled forward. 4-0's hovercraft flew far above the attack team, deep in the smog of the city, and looked down. The lead men ran, held forward positions, and another wave would push past, on and on, undisturbed. Their cargo truck drove forward easier than McDermott even drew up in the dirt. Dirt that still filled 4-0's pockets. His dirt now. The defense team fanned out in a widening perimeter.
Guys, this is too easy.
Bigfoot Phillips said over the comms as Josh sprinted into an abandoned supermall called Rodeo. It was the size of a catacomb inside. If only the mineral veins were designer bags, onesies, and plastic instead of anthracite. He scanned it for unstoppable rams, for a threat, for something. How can this be so empty?
You know, Bucktown, there's one thing missing from this giga city. Clear, great, advance.
Came the familiar cadence.
230 million things missing. No, the people are here.
Said 4-0 from above. His voice smooth now because it was fully charged on the network.
They're all inside. Kroken Core keeps everyone rather consumed with their Pacific R phones. Josh, that's a small personal device each consumer scrolls. I know what a pacifier is, thank you.
Said Josh.
Right.
Said 4-0, considering.
Yeah. Hey, Josh. This is Utah. Standing by.
Suddenly, Josh dove to the floor as a 7-story ram leapt through the atrium. A second before Josh fired bullets into its eye, he realized it was a holographic projection of a ram warrior. It was a 1-0 cyborg who fired a weapon as Royal Bengal Imperials pulled him down. Speakers described the story of the Winter War. It alluded to incredible powers infusing the heroes of the super collapse into beings larger than life. This amplification of so much dignity, it caused the entire multiverse to center around them. Josh marveled at the music and lights of the cosmos centering around Los Angeles, even if it was just a holographic recreation. Stellar nebulae swirled and micro-quasars burst in blue and yellow colors of Los Angeles. Josh was miniature below this scene, imagining what a super collapse could even mean for his Buffalo Nation. And the hologram changed to someone he knew. 4-0? Josh whispered. The Super Ram hologram annihilated a Bengal Raj sniper, snapping his rifle. The fallen soldier was a gunslinger. He looked like Josh. Next in the show, 4-0 was at Crokin Colonial Resort saying,
"We ain't going nowhere, Los Angeles."
Then the giant projection looked directly at Josh, who turned away. It's probably nothing. The first Dignity score of the weakening season. Joyful screams distorted on the comm system. Josh watched the bills roll into the space elevator bay he just shot open. The doors Utah tagged. The entire crew, even Dawkins dancing, loaded the truck full with batteries of Dignity.
Hey, Cookie, come here. How about your first shot on getaway driving? There's no resistance.
Josh felt an uncanny grip on his confidence. The unstoppable force letting flies eat their dinner? Maybe it wasn't. Probably nothing.
4-0. We still good?
Josh calmed.
Still clear, kid. Celebrate.
4-0 replied, serious.
Hawkeye, we good from your lookout too?
Josh asked.
Hey, Gunslinger, I came down to ground. 4-0 said he had it covered.
Hawkeye responded.
Josh, you coming in? It's a trove in here!
Cried Dawkins, laughing.
No, I gotta go check on something.
Josh replied.
Really? After Cookie hauls this load out of here, you'll never see this much dignity in one place again. It's worth imagining for New Fort York, eh?
Said Dawkins, but Josh already ran back through Rodeo Mall, determined. His small plastic suit in the cavern was lit only by 4-0's giant head and jewels in the hologram.
McDermott for Bear.
It was Lieutenant General on the comms.
Yeah, go for Bear.
Said Morse, still laughing.
Good work. No sign of resistance. None, sir.
4-0 cut in. Oh, Josh was certain now, and he leapt into an auto Uber.
Hey, General.
4-0 chimed in again.
If it's just finders keepers out here, want me to convert some of my nearby defense team to the cargo train?
No. It was Josh. And not on the comms. 4-0 turned around. The gunslinger had come right to him. At the wall. He stood on a glass cube that protected an old sign. Hollywood. Orange flame burned in the haze beyond the firewall.
You shouldn't be this far out, Gunslinger.
Why?
Because it's perimeter edge. I can't protect you out of bounds.
Or are you afraid of what I might find? Ram?
What?
The Ram Squadron is unstoppable. They change laws that are unchangeable. That's all I've heard. And yet a dozen Western showmen wander in to steal it with not so much as a dirty look? We have a new cook driving Dignity out of the city fortress.
You are the new guy, Gunslinger. And you're used to doing everything yourself. But you're on a squad now.
A team,
Same thing.
barked 4-0. Is it to you?
And on a squad, kid. If you get wounded, it puts everyone else in danger, filling your shoes and moving your body.
I know. The best ability is availability, said Josh.
Yeah, just like Mammy always said on the ferry.
Mocked 40.
So get off my perimeter line, boy, and get off my back.
He turned definitively. What is an LA trap? Challenged Josh. 40 stopped, but didn't respond. The silence grew pregnant. Above them, a hologram sign read Kroken Core, Digital Hollywood, and holographic movie stars as tall as skyscrapers flickered from Chinatown detectives to two cowboys saying, 40, shouted Josh. Where are the RAM squadrons? 40 pivoted around to charge Josh, twice his size. Josh scrambled on the glass to realize, I am on the edge. The cyborg mega jumped, and the gunslinger could only brace for impact. But 40 collided overhead with another RAM suit.
9.
Yelled 40. It was their gunner. Rockets activated in 40's shoulder to drive the RAM 9 into the glass rooftop beside Josh, cracking it into a web. Firing sonic shots as another RAM, 10, body-checked 40 onto his back. RAM drones ripped overhead toward the bills.
Enemy breach! Incoming! Griffith District!
The hologram actors above flipped from a musical trio singing Good Morning, Good Morning into a bodybuilder, I'll be back. Just then, a hulking RAM suit tank smashed onto the scene.
The Terminator!
40 yelled.
He's here.
Rams hijacked Cookie's first carry. Mackenzie Slim was abducted. Josh lost his blaster. Defenseless, Josh had nothing but his fists. He gritted his teeth and threw a punch into the jaw of a ram. That was one punch more than 40 had ever witnessed a sniper throw. That cyborg with a broken jaw tumbled over the edge. No Academy graduate, indeed. But that stunt was far more pitiful against the Terminator. Josh was smashed into and through the glass rooftop, and into the cracking enclosure of the Hollywood sign. 40 leapt down on cyber-organic legs to battle the three most dangerous Robot Augmented Marines over the body of Josh of Allentown.
This is an LA trap.
In full retreat, inside the stampede, 40 confessed later.
The RAM squadrons were still high on victory. I knew they'd broadcast the Super Collapse honors tonight. And be distracted.
How? Challenged Morse. He's okay, said Josh.
Because I was formally invited.
Said 40. And now that you mention it, 40, I may have actually accidentally revealed your super dignity statue a tiny bit premature, like when we were in the space elevator, admitted Utah Davis to the scowling face of 40. But it looked good. Oh, very, very good. Yes. Many others chimed in. Yes. Overflowing with dignity you was. Literally flowing from your eyes.
You're overselling it.
Whispered Bo Basham. Sorry, said Morse. Enough, said Brigadier Frazier, unimpressed. McDermott stepped in. It doesn't matter where they were or why we had it easy. Because they be here now in both our cargoes. That's 10 scores of dignity. Be already unloaded back in their dignity cache. So we try again, said Josh.
With what?
Asked 40.
We're out of blasters and cargo transports.
What if we carry dignity batteries on our backs? Asked Dawkins. 1 heavy and 2 escorts. Make it convert-like. Covert, corrected Davis. Covert. McDermott stalked over to this Utah Davis and ripped at his helmet, twisting it this way and that. You want it off, sir? Asked Davis with his head jerking. I'm making a dramatic point. The helmet cracked and popped off, revealing a sweaty, red-in-the-face gentleman with an 1800s Hullahy beard. McDermott threw the plastic helmet out the window, and it collided with a passing train full of trash. said 40.
I was hoping to return that.
McDermott opened a polished mahogany panel of the Stampede, then withdrew a small wooden trunk marked Utah Davis Extraordinaire and opened it. From inside, he lifted up a beaver felt Stetson Boss of the Plains hat and crowned it on Davis's head. This is the key.
You want us to wear less armor, sir?
Asked 40. An enemy without armor wears more confidence, said McDermott. More confidence means bigger ideas, and big ideas change the tide of war. Remember, you are not plastic robots executing drills and responding to a corporation. You are the maverick gunslingers, the tricksters, and the rough riders of the Buffalo Bill's Wild West. And so we are to carry it? Asked Dawkins. A beeping droid bobbed its head. It stopped and tilted it with curiosity, moving closer to a trash heap of last year's pacifiers. There was music coming from them, or behind them, or one of them. The droid bobbed its head again, beeping. It wore a Kroken 9, meaning it was a spy recon from the Gunner 9 RAM suit. It could not detect a music match in the current pacifier music database, which was supposedly all music. Whatever song it was, it got a little bit louder. The droid poked a little skewer at the pile of phones, some of which still auto-scrolled advertisements. And the music was a little bit louder now, and a little bit louder now, and a little bit louder now. And then the droid heard nothing. Then, the pile exploded into 200 directions. Oh, look! Laughed Boom Boom Milano. Ciao, ciao. The Kroken 9 droid was all that remained from the hill of trash.
Enemy detected in.
Monsieur Rousseau stormed out of the dust and punted the spy droid. Adio. Somehow, all the towering holograms of the city converted into the black and white Isley brothers. They danced, bopped, and belted, shout, everywhere. Bo Basham and Bucktail Jackson stole a broken harpoon gun off a raiding ship that the Rams had shot down last year from the radiation dead zone of Vegas, but never salvaged. Utah Davis and JBL Poyer Esquire went deep undercover to spring Mackenzie Slim from an interrogation machine. And Josh pulled the fringes off Motor's leather jacket. Hey, he said less armor, bigger ideas, not less fringe. Motor, we are skilled showmen. Yeah, and showmen need their fringes. Josh used them as a rope to tie the mysterious power cord that 40 swore would work just like the water hoses that Bear Morse had used in the Miami job to the Raider harpoon apparatus. So a harpoon with a power cord and fringe. But what good is a futuristic harpoon without its fission launcher? Before Josh could even answer, Utah Davis came in with handfuls of neon-colored spandex and nylon. Here are the onesies you asked for from Rodeo Mall.
Rodeo,
Corrected 40. Josh unfurled the onesies he'd saw earlier. Los Angeles versus the Worlds, he read and began tying them together. I may or may not have scored a few credits for my abductors as well, said Mackenzie Slim. Slim? And Utah? Josh exclaimed. You're both here? One of you was supposed to stay inside the space elevator. Wait, why? To catch this water hose!
power cord.
Corrected 40. Oh. Just then, all heads turned to hear. That's no ram whistle. It's a Mafia agent, said Hawkeye Johnson, closing his eyes to focus through the haze of the space elevator. Who's still back there? Josh asked. Sang the Whistler target, an auditory signal that spies could secretly activate anywhere to request their snipers to shoot down. For sharpshooters as sharp as Josh, You don't always have to be able to see a target, or know why that precise window was the critical spot, in order to send a bullet home. Whoever it is, they have an opening. Josh of Allentown picked up the harpoon spear with the power cord attached. He listened again to the Whistler target on the move. Josh drew back the elastic onesie string like a giant bow and arrow of the Wild West. Give me one more indicator. Hey Josh, said Motor. Yeah, Motor. What do you call a gunslinger without a gun? Now, Josh released the bowstring and the harpoon rocketed away, pulling miles of cable. A slinger. The skydiver, the space diver, the spy. He ripped through the smoke and the searchlights. He threw blue and red flares behind him. He pulled magnets off his back to lure himself into the harpoon, or the harpoon into him. Caught with a forceful jerk. The spy fired sonic shots into the space elevator roof, now cracking web of glass. His back broke through the rest. The last thing below him, besides the unrelenting ground, was the 7-story, dignity-rich statue of 40 Miller class, memorialized with his ram friends. The spy twisted his body, an acrobat's dive, and drove the harpoon spear right through the top of the crystal statue below him. Glass, jewels, dignity shattered all the way down. Light and crystal exploded. A spectacular spectacle. The spy landed hard on his back, but unharmed, even in a tuxedo. Perhaps there was something about less armor, more confidence. The mysterious agent plugged in the power cable to the dignity troves and pumped it back to the stampede. The super spy sprung up as the ram statue of 40 came down. Who was this? Hey, hey! The spaceman screamed, smashing his helmet in celebration, dripping with dignity and overflowing with adrenaline. The super spy made it back to the stampede as scores of dignity filled up another tanker car. Who is this guy and where was he? Josh shouted. Utah Davis and Slim jumped on him. Call me Hollywood Diggs, baby! The man in the tux threw souvenirs into the open stampede windows. I've been getting the shots, gunslinger. Hollywood, Hollywood. We just made us a movie. Broadcast the whole mission to more people than you could imagine. Not just Hollywood. That elevator's got a Sofon antenna. It uses the sun. All the realm seen what we Buffalo Bills got done here tonight. I mean, deep ops. For months, I've been setting the stage. You like that shout song? Blizzard Dancer, you like it? It was me! Blizzard Dancer ain't here, said Dawkins seriously, grabbing this Hollywood and bringing the conversation down to just between the two of them. You made all this into a movie. I just made all of you famous, Diggs yelled over the gardener's face. Especially Gunslinger's drama on that old sign. Mwah! Hey, Gunslinger! And you gave yourself the big closing stunt piece, asked Dawkins low. You know it! Snowman, the showman. And then Hollywood dropped the smile and matched Dawkins' low volume, suddenly serious. Or did you forget about me with Future Man? Dawkins laughed at the joke. No, brother. No, brother. Welcome back. You sure? No. Forget you? The top spy in the public eye? You're the best in the West, and that's with everyone knowing what you do and where you are. Diggs still didn't break, so Dawkins sobered up. You serious? You upset? Hollywood Diggs just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed some more. Back in the sweet trio winds of New Fort York, and over a dozen bowls of wings from each establishment, the Buffalo Bills watched the film. The sound and color and frame rate of future Los Angeles didn't fare so well in the weakening between worlds. But the stiff-arm punch from the gunslinger looked just as good as a black and white silent film. The theater cheered. "It's pronounced rodeo," Utah Davis shouted. McDermott, a man of hidden talents, puffed a pipe and played a rousing soundtrack on the piano. The Bills laughed and sang marching Mafia tunes. The weakening season had begun.
You do realize, Diggs,
said Tiny Barrymore, snagging the super spy in a playful headlock,
that while you have shown all the realms we took a powerful victory, ye have also placed a target the size of Wyoming on our backs to come and get the freshest dignity in the multiverse.
"And I won't let a target so small stop us," said Diggs. "People gotta know. We would have dominated the Rams in last winter's super collapse if the..." Dawkins suddenly pinned Diggs against the wall by the collar. "Don't you dare say Kansas." The gardener looked behind him to make sure Josh didn't hear. Diggs twisted free. A defensive line from Dawkins for once. Diggs winked at Morris. "Don't y'all worry. We'll be avenging everything wrong to us."
Avenging?
But Diggs was gone.